I'm going to show you how I do free motion quilting on my home sewing machine. Right here I'm just putting on the free motion foot, which is sometimes called a darning foot. I take a couple of stitches back and forth to begin. Usually I would do that on the light fabric if I'm using light thread so you can't see it. And then I begin. I don't want to be sewing over that thread tail, so I'm going to stop with my needle down and trim that away. There's really nothing hard about free motion quilting. It'll take you a little bit to just kind of get used to the movement. I'm not really picky on the designs that I am going to quilt. I just try to avoid those corners where 4 pieces of fabric meet, because that can be quite thick and sometimes can make your needle jump. So my only real tip is to avoid the corners and practice, practice, practice. I've also found that when I keep my speed as fast as my pedal can go and just keep pushing the fabric around, it's easier for me to keep my stitches a consistent length. I'm by far not a perfectionist, so when I'm doing my own quilts like this, I just go as long as I can, and when I start getting tired, I stop and take a break, because that's when you're going to see your stitch length get all weird, is when you're tired. It is physical work to push your fabric around. On a smaller piece like this pillow, I have no problem at all pushing it around, and I really don't tend to have any slipping. If I was doing a quilt, I would definitely have on my quilting gloves, which have little sticky dots on the palm side to help keep a grip on the fabric. As you can see, I just kind of meander wherever I want to go, avoiding thick intersections of fabric. It's really meditative and fun, to be honest. I just love it. It's so fun. It's a good idea to practice with pillows because it's easy to move around. I'm just using a normal universal chrome needle, size 80 I believe, and this is warm and natural batting behind my fabric. If I were doing a quilt, I'd have a much bigger margin of batting behind my fabric, but with a pillow, I know I'm safe with just a smidge extra behind the fabric. And we're going to trim it here in a minute. Using my acrylic ruler and rotary cutter, I'm just going to trim the excess batting away. Now I'm bringing in the back portion of the pillow. I like an envelope style. It's very easy to make. You really can't go wrong, and I can piece the fabric. Just make sure you get your edges straight when you're doing your flaps here. I bound my edges in this gold lame binding, which I love. I try to put it in a lot of my projects. And that way I'm not folding down and having to sew. Pin all around, and because this is an envelope opening, you don't have to keep an open space anywhere. So you can just trim the excess fabric away like I have here. I have a little bit extra. And then sew all the way around. Reach in that envelope opening and turn it right sides out. Push out those corners with your thumb or a pointer tool or a chopstick. Anything works, really. Check all your seams to make sure you caught everything. And then we're going to grab our pillow insert and stuff it inside. This pattern can be found at stitchsupply.com. It's called Pass On the Love Pillow, and it benefits fellow sewist Sandra with her operation costs. Thanks for watching.